Bryant McFadden coming to you from San Francisco. Radio Row, sites of Super Bowl 60 here with one of my favorite running backs, especially in fantasy football. I know you don't participate in fantasy football, CMC, but I do. And every time I do not get a chance to draft you, I have a horrible team. And I didn't get a chance to draft you this year. But thank you for joining me once again. Christian McCaffrey, man, all pro, great running back, great offensive weapon, man. How are you doing? How you feeling?
Doing great, man. Feeling great. Yeah, appreciate you having me on the show.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure, man. There's so much I want to talk to you about, and of course, we're going to do that in a timely fashion. First and foremost, when you look at your outstanding career, right, you've been vibrant, continuing to get better and better. You're turning 30 this summer. So when you look at how you've been producing, how much longer do you believe you can continue to play at the rate that you've been playing at?
That's a good question. I think when that time comes, I'll know. But for what it's worth, I feel great. You know, I think until I feel like I can't go, that's when I go. I don't like putting numbers on it, though. You know, you can't predict the future. You know, You never know what's going to happen. But right now, I feel awesome.
Is there a certain off-season regimen that you partake in to be able to develop like you've been able to develop? Is there a certain workout regimen? What's the main key ingredient for your success?
I think it's knowing what to do and when to do it. You know, I think you have so many different ways to train, and each day has a life of its own, and each season has a life of its own. And so it really depends on kind of how you came out, what's going on, when you can start up, and you know, you just want to peak at the right time. You know, I have a great training staff, guys that I trust with everything, and been fortunate enough to find them. And you know, when whatever they say, I do, and they make it pretty easy on me, so where I can just trust them, trust the plan, and execute it to the best of my ability.
When you look at your great career, you have the opportunity to play against some of the best of the best. If you had to highlight the best athlete you've ever went against, who would that player be?
The best athlete?
The best athlete.
Like athleticism?
Yes.
Oh, that's a great question, man. I mean, I played with Julius Peppers towards the end of his career.
Oh.
Cam Newton to this day is one of the freakiest athletes I've ever seen in my life. I've played with Luke Kuechly.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone talks about how smart Luke was because he was, but they don't talk enough about how athletically gifted he was. I've watched him box jump barefoot, boxes that were the same height as him.
Wow.
You know, I've gotten to play with guys like, trying to think of who else. Played with some Trent Williams.
Mm-hmm.
I think if I had to break down one guy where it's like, hey, this is the freakiest guy I've ever played with, out of all those guys, you know, those are some of the top, I'd say Trent. You know, Trent's something I've never seen before. Just kind of built.
The way it looks when Trent Williams gets out in space on that toss, when he's pulling, I mean, I pity the defensive backs that's in his way.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think, you know, he's 35, maybe 30, 34, 35, 30, something like that. And, you know, he'll be Thursday on week 12, and he's deadlifting like 650 for reps. Like It's a feather. And it's just wild to see something like that. You know, he makes everything look easy. And then when he wants to run, it's a sight. You know, to see something that big move that quickly yeah, he's a freak.
But tell us a little bit about your relationship with Olipop and, you know, what you have going on with them.
Yeah, the relationship's simple for me. I drink them, and I love them. You know, this was an easy partnership because I legitimately loved it. There's sodas you can feel good about drinking, and you know, for somebody that is very health conscious, loves to take care of my body, this is the best treat of the day. That's healthy for you with very minimal sugar and high in fiber. It's good for you. It tastes great. Again, I love them.
Well, tell us about, in terms of your diet, what is your detailed diet breakdown?
Yeah, you know, it's changed over the years. At this point in my life, I eat healthy. That's what I would say. You know, I try to eat in-season foods that are local, but I eat healthy, and I think everybody knows what that means. You know, I don't have like a keto diet or a none, whatever. I just eat as healthy as possible. You know, and if I'm working out that day, I'll have more carbs before and after the workout. And but yeah, somebody like me who's, you know, we're working out all the time. I eat a lot and I eat healthy.
The last question before I let you go: how difficult will it be for you to watch the Super Bowl, seeing the Seattle Seahawks in it?
Look, I mean, any time you're not in the Super Bowl, it's always weird to watch. You know, there's only one team happy at the end of the year, and you know, you just learn to watch games, appreciate football, and then move on.
Who do you want to win?
I'll be honest with you. I just watch it. You know, I don't. You don't root for another. When you're playing in the NFL as competitors, you don't root for other teams. You know, you watch and hope there's some good football.
I think there's a little piece in you that would love to see the Seahawks not win it.
Yeah, again, you know, when you're playing, you don't root for other teams or root for anyone. You know, you just appreciate football where it's at. You know, it's weird too. You know, Sam Darnold's one of my best friends. You know, he was at my wedding. You know, he's a guy that I loved playing with. I got you know, my old running back coach is on the staff with Seattle, and so again, you don't root for other teams, but you appreciate football.
No question. Well played. Well played. Christian, man, thank you for joining me once again, man. Like I said, I'm a big fan of you, man. Keep doing what you're doing, and I hope I can draft you this year in fantasy.
Appreciate
because
it.
when I do, good things happen, man. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.